There's something happening at Arsenal that feels almost unreal. And his name is Max Daumann. At just 15 years and 302 days old, he's already made history, becoming the youngest player ever to start a match for a Premier League club in any competition. Not even the most optimistic Gunners fans could have imagined this. A boy who, by law, should still be doing school homework is now playing against grown men and making them look like kids.
But you can just get the sense that he's got a good head on his shoulders and he's got good man management there as well. Mikel Arteta, who as well will look after him and he trusts him. And I think that's the biggest thing. When you have a manager that trusts you and it allows you to express yourself, I think that the world...
In Arsenal's preseason, he turned defenders from Newcastle.
Personal preferences.
And here he is, Daumann, isolating Botman.
Milan.
Wearing the number 89 shirt.
It's just incredible, isn't it? Two 15-year-olds on the pitch. Here is one of them, Max Daumann. Immediately looking to stand.
And Villarreal.
Danjuma just trying to get him in behind him. Mosquera just make sure he uses his body.
Into shadows, dribbling through them as if football was a game only he truly understood. And then came his first start, a first half against Brighton that left everyone stunned. He was the most fouled player on the pitch, 3 times in just 45 minutes, because that was the only way Brighton could stop him. Otherwise, he was unplayable. Daumann isn't just another academy prodigy, he's something else entirely. Technically gifted, balanced, impossible to knock off the ball. His control and changes of direction feel almost choreographed. He glides past defenders with elegance and fearlessness, completing the most dribbles and winning the most duels in his debut match. His left foot is poetry, capable of slicing through defensive lines or curling a shot from distance with frightening precision. But what's most terrifying about Daumann isn't his skill. It's his composure, his maturity. There's no panic, no nerves, no hesitation, just confidence, rhythm, and pure joy. Mikel Arteta himself has admitted that Daumann plays as if football has always been his natural language, managing pressure and expectation far beyond his years. He can play as a midfielder, a winger, or even as a creator drifting inside from the right. Every position feels like home to him, and that's what makes him different. That's what makes him generational. In a country obsessed with comparing talents, people are already whispering his name next to Lamine Yamal, another teenage phenomenon redefining what's possible. The parallels are clear. Both are fearless, elegant, and decades ahead in football intelligence. But Daumann's spark feels uniquely English, a mix of street football instinct and Arsenal's hail and polish. If nurtured correctly, Arsenal might not just have found their next star. They might have found their once-in-a-generation player. The scary truth is, the world hasn't noticed yet, but soon, everyone will. Max Daumann's first start for Arsenal wasn't just another milestone. It was a statement of arrival. In the 2-0 Carabao Cup win over Brighton, the 15-year-old Hall and prodigy played with a maturity, flair, and confidence that made the Emirates gasp.
A tiny smile, that's what you get with him. For him, everything is natural. For him, everything is okay.
Every touch carried intention. Every movement hinted at something special. It wasn't about the occasion. It was about the feeling that Arsenal fans were witnessing the rise of a once-in-a-generation talent. Stationed on the right wing, Daumann was fearless. His first touch of the match, a body feint to evade a tackle before darting into the box, had supporters on their feet.
One of those who has had to be patient at the start of the season.
Moments later, a delicate first-time control from a long-kept pass drew audible gasps across the crowd. The Brighton defenders, especially Maxime de Cuyper, quickly realized that stopping him cleanly was impossible. Their only hope was to foul him.
Try and find it before half-time. Here is Daumann in the mood to do that, maybe.
Even when a dribble didn't come off, Daumann's confidence never wavered. His subtle movements, constant scanning, and quick accelerations kept defenders guessing all night. Late in the first half, he breezed past de Cuyper down the flank, drawing applause from every corner of the Emirates. By the start of the second half, it was clear. Arsenal's attack had a new rhythm, and it moved to the beat of Max Daumann's left foot. What sets Daumann apart isn't just his technique, It's the intelligence behind it. He reads pressure like a seasoned playmaker, manipulating defenders with body feints and changes of pace. Though still developing physically, his low center of gravity and explosive first step make him deceptively strong in duels. He glides through tight spaces with composure far beyond his years. Dauman's profile is fascinating. A left-footed creator cutting inside from the right, blending the artistry of a traditional number 10 with the dynamicism of a modern winger. He can thread passes through compact defenses, link up with fullbacks, or drift centrally to combine with midfielders. His quick 1-2s, disguised passes, and ability to play between the lines already resemble Martin Odegaard, who has reportedly taken him under his wing as a mentor. The resemblance isn't coincidental. Both share that rare calmness in chaos, that ability to slow time in the final third. Yet Dauman's unpredictability makes him unique. He can explode past his man or cut inside for a perfectly measured strike toward the far post. His shooting technique, especially from distance, is remarkably polished for someone his age.
Press may work in Arsenal's favour. This is Max Dauman.
What's most striking is how complete his game already feels. The elegance in his movement, the balance between risk and control, the maturity in his passing choices. These are traits usually refined over years of top-flight football. For Dauman, they come naturally. But perhaps his greatest gift is anticipation. He sees the play before it unfolds, positioning himself a fraction ahead of defenders, always ready to turn, link, or accelerate. It's what makes him so difficult to contain. He doesn't just play with pace, he plays with thought. At just 15, Max Dauman is rewriting what a prodigy looks like in English football. Not just dazzling with flair, but commanding games with understanding. Watching him, you don't see potential, you see inevitability. Max Dauman was born on the 31st of December of 2009, and yet at just 15, he already carries the aura of a player built for the top. What he's doing isn't normal, not even by Arsenal's high standards of youth excellence. Every step of his journey has been extraordinary, shaped by records, goals, and a level of maturity that makes his rise feel less like hype and more like destiny. He joined Arsenal's youth academy at a very young age and immediately stood out. By September 2023, when most kids his age were still playing school tournaments, Dauman was already debuting for Arsenal's under-18s at just 13 years old. That single appearance was a glimpse of what was coming. Within months, he was not only playing regularly, but dominating against players up to 5 years older. In March of 2024, still technically at under 14, he earned a consistent spot in the under-18 squad and finished the campaign with 7 appearances, 2 goals, and 5 assists.
He will step up from the spot to try and put Arsenal in front, which he does. In off the post, brilliant penalty.
Those performances earned him the captain's armband in March of 2025, a sign of the leadership qualities Arsenal coaches were already seeing in him. Despite being one of the youngest on the pitch, Dauman was commanding games with the composure of a professional. The following season, 2024-25, marked his explosion. He scored 19 goals and provided 5 assists in just 23 games for Arsenal's under-18 side, including a stunning run of 14 goals in his last 7 Premier League U18 matches.
And get themselves in front and they'll win the ball back again here. And it's Max Dauman has Hashi to his left. Dauman goes alone and scores. And Arsenal from a goal down now have a goal lead.
Those numbers are absurd for any teenager, but for someone who was still only 14 at the time, they were almost unbelievable. His performances earned him promotion to both the under-19 and under-21 squads, where he continued to break records. On the 19th of September of 2024, Dauman scored against Atalanta in the UEFA Youth League.
Harrison Dudziak, that's a beautifully weighted ball. And Cabio with the cross and Dauman with the goal.
Becoming the youngest goal scorer in the history of the competition at 14 years, 8 months, and 19 days. He was also the youngest player to ever start for Arsenal in that tournament, and the second youngest to appear in its history. That same season, on the 1st of December of 2024, he made his Premier League 2 debut against Brighton, entering in the final minutes at 14 years and 336 days old, becoming the youngest player in Arsenal's U21 history. By early 2025, Dalman's impact was impossible to ignore. He was invited to train with Arsenal's first team in Dubai, where even Mikel Arteta praised his confidence, focus, and understanding of the game. The Spaniard reportedly told staff that Dalman's composure under pressure is unlike any player I've seen at that age. Internationally, Dalman has also made waves. At the UEFA Under-17 European Championship in May of 2025,
Pointing on the right today. Really in his wing-back role. Here he is back on the ball in combination with Dalman.
he became the youngest goal scorer of the tournament, netting for England against the Czech Republic.
It's in beautifully by Max Dalman. And look at the ground that he's covered so quickly already before the...
His ability to adapt to international football mirrored what he'd done at club level, moving up age groups effortlessly, always looking like he belonged. Across all levels, his consistency is what sets him apart. For the U18s, he finished with 15 matches, 15 goals. For the FA Youth Cup, 3 games, 3 goals. And in the U19s, he added another goal in 4 appearances in the Youth League.
So they are schoolboy level, effectively, officially, including Dalman here, who's not even that long.
One pulling his shirt back and then lunges in.
The numbers are remarkable, but they only tell part of the story. What truly defines Dalman is how natural everything looks when he plays. The timing of his dribbles, the calm in his decisions, and the quiet authority he brings to every touch of the ball. By the time he earned his first senior start against Brighton, Dalman had already rewritten every record possible in Arsenal's academy. He wasn't just another Hale End graduate, he was the youngest to do everything, from scoring in Europe to leading a youth side. From a U14 standout to Arsenal's newest first-team star, Dalman's rise feels like a case study in how to nurture genius. And the scariest part of it all, he's still only 15. And he's already playing like someone who's been preparing for this moment his entire life. It was a busy summer for Mikel Arteta and his Arsenal squad. 6 new signings arrived, including striker Victor Gyökeres, as the club geared up to challenge once again for the Premier League title. Yet among all the new faces and media buzz, it wasn't the £100 million players who stole the spotlight. It was a 15-year-old from Holland named Max Dalman.
Yeah, very special. I mean, to the point that it feels a bit bad to talk about such a young player, really, and mention his name, but this is how good he is, and he's crazy. And not just today, but we saw him last season for the
Dalman, alongside fellow academy talent Marley Salmon, was included in the club's preseason tour of Asia, a move that instantly raised eyebrows across the football world. It's rare enough for a teenager to travel with the senior squad, let alone one who had just turned 15. But Dalman's inclusion wasn't charity. It was a reflection of his extraordinary ability and the faith Arteta already places in him. Having trained with the first team since he was 14, Dalman had already impressed Arsenal's senior staff with his tactical understanding and maturity. He even joined the team's winter training camp in Dubai, where whispers began circulating that the young midfielder might soon make his senior debut, especially during a period when Arsenal's attacking options were heavily depleted by injuries to Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Martinelli, Kai Havertz, and Gabriel Jesus. That opportunity didn't come then, but it would arrive sooner than expected. During preseason, Dalman was called upon to replace Bukayo Saka in friendlies against AC Milan and Newcastle United, and what followed left both fans and pundits stunned. Against Milan, he showed glimpses of his talent, quick turns, confident touches, and composure well beyond his years. But against Newcastle, he announced himself to the world. In that game, Dalman produced one of the moments of Arsenal's entire preseason. Picking up the ball inside the box, he weaved past his marker with an effortless body feint before being brought down by Joelinton, winning a crucial penalty that sealed a 3-2 win for the Gunners. The clip went viral within minutes, shared not just for the skill itself, but for the audacity of a 15-year-old doing it against Premier League veterans. After the match, Mikel Arteta couldn't hide his admiration. It's special, he said, when asked about Dalman's display. What he did today against the level of opposition is something you don't usually see from a 15-year-old. We're very happy to have him with us.
Again, it's about the personality. And when you look at him and when you throw in the training session, in and around the boys, it just glides and is one of them immediately.
Arteta went on to highlight the importance of the environment surrounding Dauman. His family, the people in the club, and the academy have done a fantastic job. They've given him not just an opportunity, but a real presence on the pitch, and he's taken it. That night in Asia marked more than just another friendly for Arsenal. It was the night the football world truly took notice of Max Dauman. Against grown professionals, under the lights and pressure, he played with a mix of confidence, flair, and fearlessness that felt eerily familiar to those who once saw Cesc Fabregas or Jack Wilshere break through.
He's on target and he's set up Walcott here to bury Chelsea.
Only this time, the player doing it wasn't 17. He was 15 and already making Premier League defenders look like they belonged in the academy he had just outgrown. Max Dauman finally stepped into the spotlight that had been waiting for him. At 15 years and 229 days old, the Hale End prodigy made his official Premier League debut, coming on in the 64th minute for Noni Madueke. It was a symbolic moment, the culmination of years of whispers, hype, and jaw-dropping academy performances. Dauman had already been training with Arsenal's senior squad since the start of the year, but Premier League regulations meant he couldn't feature until this season. Even now, his eligibility remains limited. He cannot appear in the Champions League until after his 16th birthday on the 31st of December. But when the chance finally arrived, he made it count. The match was already 4-0 in Arsenal's favor when Arteta called his name. Yet the energy in the Emirates shifted as soon as the 15-year-old entered the pitch. The crowd roared, not because of the scoreline, but because they knew they were witnessing something special. Dauman's touches were clean, his body language calm, and his confidence immediate. In the final minutes, he darted into the box, drew a foul, and won a penalty in the 93rd minute. Which Victor Gyökeres converted to seal a 5-0 win. In that instant, Dauman became one of the youngest debutants in Premier League history, second only to his Arsenal teammate Ethan Nwaneri of 15 years and 181 days. Yet what impressed most wasn't the number beside his name, it was the way he played. There were no nerves, no hesitation, just fluid, fearless football. But it was his first start in the Carabao Cup against Brighton that truly marked the beginning of his story. Dauman became the youngest player ever to start a competitive match for Arsenal.
And today again, he's shown some incredible skill, some capacity to run past plays at that level in the Premier League at 15. It's something definitely special.
And from the first whistle, he looked like he'd been there for years. Playing on the right wing, Dauman's first touch of the game was an audacious feint to glide past his defender before cutting inside the box, a move that instantly brought fans to their feet. Throughout the first half, he tormented Maxime de Kuiper, Brighton's experienced fullback, forcing fouls and creating constant danger. His ability to control the tempo, dribble out of tight space, and read the game drew gasps from the crowd every time he touched the ball. By the time Bukayo Saka replaced him in the 70th minute, the Emirates gave Dauman a standing ovation, and Mikel Arteta embraced him on the touchline. Not like a coach greeting a debutant, but like a mentor acknowledging the arrival of something bigger. That night will be remembered not just for the scoreline, but for the birth of a new era. In a competition often used to test youth players, Max Dauman didn't look like a prospect. He looked like a professional, calm, composed, and devastatingly talented. The 15-year-old had announced himself to English football. And as Arteta later said with a grin, if that's what he does at 15, I can't wait to see him at 16. Comparisons came quickly and boldly. Among Arsenal fans, Max Dowman is already known as Mini Odegaard. The resemblance is uncanny. His vision, timing, and control mirror the captain's game almost perfectly, only with a touch more daring and raw energy. Former Arsenal and England forward Theo Walcott went even further, comparing Dowman to Lionel Messi after watching his debut. "He's like Messi," Walcott said. "He's not the fastest without the ball, but when it's at his feet, he flies past people. He accelerates out of nowhere."
He carries the ball the way Messi carries the ball, and that's saying a lot. I'm not saying he's going to be the next Messi. I just think it's how he carries it, how he manipulates his body, and he moves. He wins. He'll be winning the penalties, of course, obviously in pre-season. He's going to do a lot of that.
Others see flashes of Kaká in his elegant stride and effortless ability to glide through midfield. Whatever the comparison, the message is clear. Dowman doesn't play like a promising kid. He plays like a prodigy. At just 15, he already carries the calm precision of Odegaard, the rhythm of Kaká, and the fearlessness of Messi. And that's why Arsenal fans believe they're watching something truly special unfold. The truth is, Max Dowman's story is only beginning, but the expectations around him already feel enormous. At just 15, he's shown a level of confidence, composure, and intelligence that few players develop even in their prime. What comes next will depend not only on his talent, but how he handles the weight of it.
Again, it's about the personality. And when you look at him and when you throw in the training session, in and around the boys, it just glides and is one of them immediately.
If he continues to grow under Mikel Arteta's guidance, refining his decision-making and physical maturity, Dowman could become the bridge between Arsenal's present and its future. The Hale-End prodigy embodies everything the club strives to be: technical, intelligent, fearless, and emotionally grounded. The Premier League has seen many young stars burn out under pressure, but Dowman seems different. His humility, combined with his fire, gives the sense of someone who's in no rush, someone who knows greatness is earned, not given. If Arsenal nurture him correctly, he could be the player to lead the Gunners back to the very top of English and European football. Not just as a symbol of youth potential, but as the beating heart of a new golden era. And if his first steps are any indication, that future might arrive sooner than anyone expected.